guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel and a brand new vlog talking about all things the Eras Tour. I am still on such a high after going to opening night of the Eras Tour in Swift City, Arizona, and it was literally one of the most magical nights ever. I went with one of my really good friends, Ashley, and we had the best time. It was such an amazing night, and I wrote a whole blog post like the day after, just kind of recapping our whole experience, everything that happened, what our favorite moments were, and I thought it would just be fun to kind of come on here and do a vlog version of that blog post and just talk about it, because I feel like it's so much more fun to like actually talk to you guys about it instead of just writing it out. I'm also wearing the outfit that I wore to the concert that night. I was going for a bejeweled vibe, and so I've got my little sequin mini dress on and my denim jacket, and I even have my Lover Meets Midnight's bejeweled heart earrings on. Speaking of outfits, if you are going to one of Taylor's upcoming shows and you're still trying to figure out what to wear, don't worry, I have you covered. Over in my LTK shop, I've got tons of outfit ideas and inspiration based on all of her eras, all of her songs. I've just been having so much fun putting these outfits together and kind of dreaming up like what I would wear for all the different eras if I was going to more shows. Sadly, as of right now, I only went to opening night, and as amazing as it was, part of me is like, I need more in my life. Like, once is not enough. So I'm trying to figure out like maybe if I can go to an LA show potentially, because it's not that far from Phoenix. But anyways, tons of outfit ideas over in my LTK shop, so definitely head over there. I'll put the link down below so you can check out all of the Eras Tour outfit ideas. Okay, so now that I've gotten all that out of the way, let's talk about opening night. Even just saying opening night, I honestly feel so incredibly lucky that we were able to experience her concert the very first night. As I was mentioning, I went with my friend Ashley, and she's one of my best friends. We go all the way back to middle school where we first met, and so we knew that this would be such a fun experience for us to go together because we pretty much grew up with Taylor's music like in high school, and so many of her songs just mean so much to both of us. And then of course on top of that, Paramore was opening for her, and we went to so many Paramore shows in high school. We were obsessed with Paramore, and we haven't seen them live since then. And so we were like, we have to go to her show because not only is it, you know, Taylor Swift, but it's Paramore too. And it just like was the cherry on top of this amazing night. We both were able to get pre-sale for the show. Sadly, Ashley was not able to get tickets through pre-sale the first time around. So her pre-sale was for the Saturday night show, mine was for Friday night, and I somehow was able to get 2 tickets in section 102 for $45 a piece. And I know that's kind of crazy. I still can't believe that our tickets were only $45. That's like the cheapest concert ticket I've ever purchased, I think, in my life, let alone for a tour as like epic as this, especially like for opening night. Just, I'm still like in shock that we were able to manage that somehow. Our seats were in section 102, like row 40-ish, and with that being said, I'm gonna post a video so you can just see exactly like what our view was like, but we were literally on the side of the stage, so we could not see the back of the stage at all. All we could see was the catwalk, runway, and then the big jumbotron that they had on the side of the stage, so we could see whatever they were filming. So it was definitely like, going into it, I kind of expected that was going to be the case, but I didn't know for sure without actually seeing the stage in person. So definitely a bummer to not be able to see kind of like the full show, just in terms of like the production that was on the back of the stage. However, all of that said, for $45 to be in the 100 sections, not even up in the nosebleeds, we were still like, we had a really great view of Taylor and just all the, you know, time she spent on the catwalk itself. So that was pretty incredible. I will say, on the day of the concert, I worked a half day at work, logged off at noon. Same with Ashley. She came over like kind of around 2 o'clock, I think. And in hindsight, And my biggest piece of advice, if you are going to one of the shows, is get there as early as you possibly can. That was one of my biggest regrets of the night, was not leaving sooner and just allowing more time for traffic, parking. I feel like we kind of had like a perfect storm of events because it was a Friday. We, had left to go to the concert around like 4:30, I think. And I only live like 30 minutes from the venue, but just again, given like the timing of a Friday, people getting off of work, it's rush hour time. It was St. Patrick's Day, so there was more people out. I think we were stuck in a lot of traffic trying to just get to the stadium, get to the parking lot, and that took like about an hour and a half in total to get like from just getting off the freeway to the parking lot, which really was maybe only like a mile in total, but it took so long because of so many people just trying to go to the same place. And the stadium holds 70,000 people. It's where the Arizona Cardinals play. All of this being said, like whatever show you're going to, just get there as early as you possibly can. And if you get there early with time to spare, then I would recommend jumping in the merch line right away. For us, that is what we did when we got there. So we pulled into our parking spot right at 6:30, which is when Gail, the first opening act, came on. And we both did not feel passionately or strongly about needing to see her perform. And I kind of had this like initial timeline in my head of when different sets and acts were going to come on. So I thought Gail would perform for at least like 30 minutes, meaning Paramore would come on at 7, and then, or maybe a little after 7, and then, Taylor maybe wouldn't come on until like 8:30 or 9. Again, in my head, this is kind of like the timeline of events that I had thought of. I was completely wrong. Gail literally only sang like a couple of songs, and so while Gail was performing, we were outside the stadium at a merch booth because that was the only merch booth we had seen at that point, because we had not yet entered the stadium. And so we were really concerned and confused, like, is this the only place to buy merch? Are there merch booths inside? We have no idea. So in order to like not risk it, we just decided to go in the merch line first thing. We had stood in the merch line for maybe about like 10-15 minutes, hadn't really made a lot of progress because there were tons of people in front of us. And then all of a sudden we started to hear these really loud screams, and we were like, wait, is Gail like ending her session, or is Paramore about to come on? And so just based on like how loud the screams were that we could hear even from outside the stadium, I had like this pit in my stomach, because if I was missing Paramore, I was gonna be like unwell. So I let Ashley stay in line. I ran to the doors to just like listen, and sure enough, Paramore was starting. And so I called her and I was like, get over here now, we have to get inside. So we ditched the merch line and went into the stadium, and of course it was like a frenzy. There were just tons of people everywhere, people getting concessions, bathroom lines were really long, and like I had a Coke at dinner before we left for the concert, and we were in traffic for like an hour and a half, and I was like, I have to pee now, otherwise I will not be okay. And I couldn't wait. So we were running through the stadium trying to find a bathroom with like a short-ish line, and thankfully we found one. And of course, as we were like running through the stadium, we also noticed that there were a lot of other merch booths inside. So just know that if you see a merch booth outside the venue, there will be more inside. So again, if you're like crunched for time like we were, don't feel like you have to wait in the one, booth that's outside. There's going to be plenty of other opportunities once you get inside. After we went to the bathroom, we booked it to our seats, and at this point we had missed like about the first half of Paramore's set, which was really such a bummer, because there were quite a few songs they sang that I could hear, which was great. I still loved being able to hear them, but it would have obviously been so much better if we were in our seats and could just like be there to experience the full set. But we made it in our seats just in time for them to sing a lot of their other songs that I really love, like Still Into You, Misery Business, which Ashley and I both like lost our minds when they played that song, because that is like our OG like Paramore song that we love so much. And so it was just really fun being able to like scream at the top of our lungs and freak out during that song. Also played like Only Exception, and then they ended their their set with Ain't It Fun, which was so fun. It was just, I loved being able to see them perform live again. It was such an incredible experience and the perfect setup just in terms of like getting super hyped up for Taylor Swift. So after Paramore's set ended, it was about like 7:30, 7:35. And so there was a merch tent like right next to our section that we were in. And so we booked it over there, but it was unlike some of the other merch booths where they had like an actual roped line. This one was literally just up against a wall and people were crowding the table, and it was kind of like just shoving your way to the front, hoping that you could get helped by someone. So we were in line for like 5 to 10 minutes, really hadn't made a lot of progress. We were also like dying of thirst because we had screamed so much during Paramore's set and we needed water. So I waited in the merch line while Ashley went to go get water for us, and she was done way sooner than me, but she said there was another merch booth near her that might be more promising. So I left the line that I was in, if you can even call it that, went to the other merch booth, but of course we didn't realize that the line literally like extended like a mile long. It was just crazy long. And so we knew that wasn't gonna work because we knew Taylor was gonna be coming on soon. Because we weren't in our seats, like we couldn't see the countdown timer to like when her set was actually starting. So we were just kind of hearing whisperings from other people around us. And we ended up going back to the original merch booth line that we were in, just the table where people were kind of like hoarding, trying to get to the front. And at this point, it was nearing like 7:50, 7:55, and people were saying that Taylor was gonna come on right at 8. And Ashley said that she would be willing to wait in the merch line for us when Taylor came on because she knew that people would probably be like leaving to go to their seats. And I was like, no, you're crazy, you can't do that. Like, it's fine, we'll get merch afterwards, like it's not a big deal. And she was like, no, I'm really fine waiting. So she did. She was like such a queen, waiting in line to get our shirts. Thank you, Ashley, you're the best. And I'm really glad she did, because just in the days following on TikTok, I heard so many people saying that like merch was sold out, a lot of sizes were gone. So I'm really grateful that we were there to like get the sizes that we wanted on opening night. Then Taylor came out and I just had chills the entire time watching this dramatic entrance unfold, hearing like snippets from all of her different albums. It just like was so nostalgic to me, and just the build up to the moment of her coming out in her bedazzled, beautiful bodysuit singing Miss Americana and the Heartbreak Prince. It was incredible, and everybody was just losing their minds, screaming at the top of their lungs, myself included. And it was just a moment I'll never forget. It was so amazing. It's been a long time. seats right as she went in to sing Cruel Summer. So that was perfect timing. She only missed like that first little verse and chorus from the first song. Like I said before, my biggest tips overall for the evening is to get there as early as you can. Get your merch as early as you can, because like I said, I've been seeing, and I'm sure you have too, a lot of people on TikTok and Instagram just talking about like sizes selling out. I even saw for the Dallas shows that people were lining up the day before or like the morning of at like 2:30 in the morning, waiting to get merchandise. It's just crazy. I will say one thing that I was kind of like low-key disappointed about was the merch selection in general. You guys probably know and remember that on Taylor's website, she launched a lot of Eras Tour merch before the tour started. And there were a lot of really cool shirts, like different concert tees for all the different eras. There was like some cute like cropped little sweatshirts with, you know, her different album photos on it. And I was expecting to see all of that merch at the tour, but sadly it was not. So the selection at the tour was very different than what I was expecting. And I was really bummed out because there was a certain sweatshirt I wanted to get that wasn't at the concert, and so I ended up just ordering it online later. But I felt like the tour merch was literally like the same print, just put on different, you know, items. So like a shirt and a sweatshirt and, you know, a blanket, stuff like that. And I love the, you know, just the concert emblem in general, but I just wish there was like more variety in the merch that was available. Okay, this is the tour shirt that I got in a size small. I really love just like the cream color with the black font, super neutral. And it has all of her albums on the back and all of the different cities that she's touring in. I literally have been living in this shirt. I actually wore it to sleep last night and I'm gonna wash it again. And then this is the sweatshirt that I saw on her website before the tour started that I thought was gonna be available there, and it was not. So I ended up ordering it like the next day when I got home because they did a size restock. So I got this in a small, and it is pretty oversized on me, but it just makes it extra like cozy and comfy. So I love it so much. And just again, to kind of like emphasize the quantity of merch that's available, two of my friends went the very next night to her second Glendale show, and like barely any sizes available. So they got the same cream colored shirt, but they had to get kid size smalls because it was either that or a double extra large adult size. That was like the only options they had. So like I said, get there early, one, to just avoid traffic and parking nonsense, but also to get your pick of the merch that you want. And also like go on her website and see if there's stuff on there that you want, because there's just more variety and a better selection on the website, I think, than what's available on the tour. I know it's kind of fun to like get a shirt there and just say that you like got it at the tour, but I feel like there's just more variety online. The other thing too is I've been seeing so many really cute Etsy finds, like different, you know, era inspired t-shirts and stuff like that. So I actually put together another blog post with a roundup of all of my favorite Etsy finds for just different Taylor Swift merch. So check that out too, because there's a lot of really good stuff on there, and I have like 7 different shirts in my cart right now, just from all the stuff that I've found. And speaking of Etsy merch, I did order one shirt already from Etsy, which is this Lover tee. I'm obsessed. It's got like the pink glitter font. Like, I just needed to have this because I love the Lover album so much. And I've got some more outfits planned to share with you guys for the tour because I can't get enough of it. So let's hope I can make another show happen, because I have more outfits that I want to wear to her tour. But again, like, can't say it enough, but it was just such an incredible night. I will never let it go. My other recommendation too is just to like be in the moment. And I know I'm guilty of this too, because I film so much content just for Instagram and TikTok and all of that stuff. but definitely like have moments where you put your phone away and just can like live in the moment and not feel like you have to film or record every second of the show, because it is just, it's so incredible just being there, being surrounded by all the other Swifties who are so excited, and it's just such a magical experience. I think that's everything I wanted to share with you guys. If you have other questions or just want to like freak out and, you know, share excitement over the tour, whether you've gone to one of her shows already in Vegas or Dallas, or if you have an upcoming one that you're going to and you're just so excited for it, like let's talk, let's keep the conversation going. Make sure to head over to my Instagram and TikTok, follow me there, because I'll be posting tons more content, as well as on my LTK shop too, with more outfit inspiration for the tour. So I can't wait to see your outfits, and just hear about your concert experience when you end up going to one of her shows. So thanks so much for watching. I had so much fun just reliving my opening night experience with you, and fingers crossed that I can see you at another upcoming show.